receivers. Here's the case right here. That ball was thrown up.
Dog, I'm like, am I watching Madden? This was some phenomenal football. Lejante Wester was one of the Buffaloes that wasn't inactive. Obviously, Shador was inactive. We had Jimmy Horn inactive. I still don't know the reason. Going to figure that out. But Lejante was out there. He caught one punt, didn't do a lot. But I'd be lying to you if I'd be telling you that Lejante Wester was the biggest story of this game. No, the biggest story of this game is a team that in some of my Lejante Wester videos, I looked in this camera and I told y'all, hey, that's going to be a bad team. They're going to look real scary. Hey, man, Lejante, and I saw other people talking about this, Lejante might be one of the first Buffaloes in the Deion Sanders era to just cruise to a ring because you know what that boy Lamar going to do. You know what that boy Derrick Henry going to do. And, man, it definitely looked like that. It definitely looked like that for about three quarters. And then the Ravens decided to pull a Ravens, or maybe we can say the Buffalo Bills decided to pull a Buffalo Bills. I made some jokes about Josh Allen, and I'll continue to make jokes about Josh Allen because it's hilarious. But in all those jokes, I told y'all Josh Allen is on my fantasy team. He's on my fantasy team. He almost... I messed up my lineup. He almost single-handedly won me the game. I went from two of my players were out, and I just didn't hit the auto lineup. Literally, I was like within 3 points of my line. Not the point. As many jokes as I'll make, that boy Josh Allen is a problem. And he will, the amount of times that I've seen him will his team out there, it don't care what it is, it's admirable, right? I know it's a team sport, right? You don't get extra points for doing heroics and being a great singular person. Well, at least I think you should. But, man, Josh Allen did that. But another story that needs to be talked about within all of this is Baltimore Ravens' history of having great teams, great games. Derrick Henry had like 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. He broke. Look at this. Most games with 150 plus. This is a historic game. Look, do you know how? Wait. The Ravens are the first team in NFL history to score 40 plus points and rush for 235 plus yards in a loss. Teams were previously 277-0, including the playoffs. I got on here and I talked about the Browns' signature loss, finding a way to lose. I talked about the Falcons because they find hilarious ways to lose. The Ravens find gut-wrenching ways to lose. Dog, when that fumble happened, dog, I'm like, am I watching Madden? Yeah, and another thing, I know we can sit here and talk about, oh, somebody choked, somebody this, somebody that. This was some phenomenal football, yo. I was coming in and out the game because I was like, oh, okay, they scored 40. That boy, hey, Derrick Henry done iced it. They up 20 points or whatever. It's the fourth quarter. Let me try to get some Z's. Let me start laying down. And I look back up. I was like, whoa. Did Derrick Henry just throw the ball into field goal range for Josh Allen and the Bills? Man, life comes at you quick, man. Comes at you rapidly. It seems like everything for the Bills went that way in the fourth quarter. And Josh Allen, man. I mean, look at this box score, dog. Let's look at Ravens box score. And we are going to talk about, sadly, we don't get to talk about DeAndre Hopkins' amazing one-handed catch touchdown. We're going to have to talk about Jair Alexander being an absolute bum. And this is another thing I told y'all. Maybe I lied to you. Maybe I lied to y'all. You know, I told y'all not to take my football opinions. Go trust the NFL players because I'm yapping. I told y'all, hey, the Ravens just need one more other outside corner and they'll be solidified. They got Kyle Hamilton. They got Nate Wiggins. They got Marlon Humphreys at the nickel spot. They just need a true outside corner. It's not Jair Alexander. I thought it was. The Louisville connection with him and Lamar Jackson is great, but I mean, what are we doing here? You're late on the route. I guess the ball is late. So you decide to tackle him. You tackle him. You try to pull him. And guess what? The catch is still. Oh, sorry. I thought the catch was still made. Anyway, regardless, You tackled the man. I thought he caught this. Okay, even that would have been awful because they did have a play where they literally came down in like 15 seconds. Sorry. But yeah, absolute insanity. But like I was saying, Lamar Jackson, 14 for 19, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. Derrick Henry, 18 carries, 169 yards. He averaged 9.4 touchdowns. Or that'd be crazy. 9.4 yards a rush and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 6 rushes for 70 yards, 11 average, and another touchdown. Did anybody? This is crazy. This is just absolute domination on the ground. Again, 238 total yards. Justice Hill went out there and rushed for a total of negative 14 yards. So he's really cooking the books if you think about it. Zay Flowers went crazy, 143. DeAndre Hopkins looking like DeAndre Hopkins. But this wide receiver room, what I will say, because we are going to talk about Lejante, wide receiver room looks like, maybe we need another person in here. Maybe we need another person getting some balls dispersed. Mark Andrews only had 1 reception. Justice Hill had 1 reception. Rashad Bateman only had 2. Derrick Henry obviously had 1 out the backfield. And D-Hop only had 2. The next leading rusher had 2 receptions. Reception leader had 2. So, hey, man, maybe Lejante Wester can fit in there. We'll talk about Lejante. Anyway, Josh Allen, 33 for 46, 394, 8.6 average, 2 tutters, 1 sack, 78 QBR. And 112 rating. James Cook did what he needed to do, 13 rushes for 44. I felt like he was just coming in when it was needed. But then, of course, Josh Allen, 14 rushes and another 2 touchdowns. Absolutely just heroics. Keon Coleman, the Keon Coleman coming out party. I love Keon Coleman, his story, the real Louisiana guy. Again, look at this disbursement. Look how they spread it. They matriculated the ball around here. You see that? You see that? Can you see? I don't know how big it is. I don't know if you can see it. But, yeah, man, that's tough. Jair Alexander is washed. You know somebody who isn't washed? The 57-year-old kicker, Matt Prader, that went ahead and finished this 1-point game. This is what the Bills players, they were surprised that Matt Prader was alive.
I'm not going to take a shot at his age, but he walks into the special teams meeting, and I'm like, oh, we got a new coach. And then I'm like, wait, that's Matt Prader. Holy cow, this guy's been, like, balling in the league.
Yeah. First time I seen him, I was like, is that a coach? And he comes out here, man, and he's a great dude. Comes out here, kicks a game-winning field goal. He's special, and I'm just happy to have him here with us.
The oldest guy in the world, ain't he? Shoot, I'm thankful for him. Keep your old ass with the Bills. Oh, man, I'm thankful for him. I'm glad that somebody could come in on Thursday and help us big, because every piece matters, and he came in, he understood the assignment, and he got the job done.
Wow. I mean, hey, look, I just want y'all to know I wasn't the one making oldish jokes, but he did look extremely old. You know what? I just don't want to. I don't want y'all to think like I'm being ageist or something. Let me show you. Like I'm not tripping, right? I'm not. Look at this. Look at him. And this is no disrespect. Hey, handsome gentleman, right? Looks like you can be in a Wrangler jeans commercial, okay? But you look like Brett Favre. Like, he looks Brett Favre age. And I think he's older than Brett Favre. I don't know. I'm making things up. But, yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome that you get some contributions, right, from somebody that age. Not so great when you have things like this happening, right? You have the whole situation, First off, I didn't even notice this. I thought he only hit Lamar Jackson, but he actually, this Bills fan taps DeAndre Hopkins on the head, and I'm sure I don't know if you can see that, but I'm sure he just thinks people are smacking him on the head. That was after that crazy one-handed catch, right? But then you see, right, boom, he hit, and then you try to hit Lamar Jackson, and I don't know if y'all know about Lamar Jackson. That boy from Florida, he don't play that. He said, "Go ahead and sit down for me, big guy. Go ahead and take a seat." And I do want to talk about something. And first off, shout out to Josh Allen. I'm gonna have Josh Allen stats up while I talk about this. Yo, not only are the Bills fans notorious for being rowdy and insane, and obviously scarred for going to 4 straight Super Bowls and losing all of them. And then obviously now you've been terrorized by a man who sounds like Kermit the Frog. I get it. I get the pent up anger, but I'm going to be upset if Lamar Jackson gets any sort of disciplinary action for that, because there is no way as a fan you get to smack multiple NFL players and you're in somebody's face, and his response is what gets penalized. Roger Goodell, I'm sorry, this is not a mouse in the palace. This isn't, he's jumping in the crowd. No, I'm celebrating a touchdown with my teammates. You just smacked my teammate, and then on top of that, try to smack me. Like what? In what world is that cool or all right? They, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my thing. Like, if you're gonna smack somebody, expect to get smacked back, right? I think Lamar Jackson took it easy on old buddy, right? I think Lamar Jackson did the best thing possible for him. Hey, just sit down. You probably had few too many Bud Lights. What? Just chill out for me. Stop it. This dude's great. That dude's old. This dude be glazing. Anyway, back to Lejante Wester. So Lejante, like I said, he only got one kick return, and that one kick return went for 6 yards. Some people said he ran a little backwards. Some people said he was a little shiftier. This is what the people were saying. Hey, the Ravens need Lejante Wester to return punts. Ali is not shifty at all. And I didn't see. I know they're talking about another returner, but I don't even see him in the box score, so I'm not even sure if that exactly happened, right? And then Lejante Wester needs to get in the end zone. Man, it feels so good to hear Lejante Wester in a real deal NFL. And that's the thing I want to talk about, right? Lejante Wester is, out of all the players that we've been covering in this offseason that are former Colorado Buffaloes, right? It's been a weird, tumultuous. Is that? I don't even know. I can't say. It's been a little rocky in the road for him. Okay. And obviously Shedeur doesn't even get to make his official debut because he's emergency QB3, right? So he's technically inactive. Jimmy Horn's inactive, right? Now Travis Hunter did have a good. I like that. I think that's how you start off. I think Travis Hunter is like a hey, boom. That's how we start you going. It's only going to ramp up. So the fact that Lejante Wester wasn't inactive and a part of the 53-man roster and returning punts, I think it has to be pretty positive for us to look at. So I want to read this little article, just a part of it here, just speaking about how ready former FAU and Colorado wide receiver Lejante Wester is to tackle the NFL. Baltimore Ravens rookie Lejante Wester had dreamed about this moment before he starred collegiately at Colorado and FAU, way before he starred at Palmetto High School. The dream was born on Palmetto Youth Center football field. Its seeds were planted there and nurtured for Wester, as well as brothers John Jr. and Jalen. After each put on the pads for the first time as Palmetto Trojans dreamed about it, oh yeah. Wester, 23, said, from Baltimore Ravens training camp in Owings Mills, Maryland, all three of us envisioned making plays in the NFL when we were kids. I dreamed about a moment like that since I started playing the game at 6. I know God was showing me my time's coming, and it came that night versus the Colts. And oh, how. Y'all remember August 7th, 86-yard return, the real deal show out party for Mr. Lejante Wester in the preseason game versus the Colts. Wester breaking 87-yard punt return TD for the first preseason game a month ago against visiting Indianapolis Colts electrified the crowd at Baltimore MT&T Bank Stadium, demonstrating the high big play traits the Ravens sought when they drafted him in the 6th round last April. After being mobbed by celebrating teammates, Wester looked up, saw his face on the stadium jumbotron, and as Clifton Brown with BaltimoreRavens.com wrote, he nodded confidently as to say, this is what I do. Man, oh man. Hey, man, I love football, man. I'm sorry. Wester's breathtaking punt return game a month ago. Oh, sorry. I put that thing twice. Wester had made a statement all night. The 5'9", 170-pounder had served notice he belonged on the Ravens' 53-man regular season roster and will be on the field in Buffalo for NBC's Sunday Night Football 2025 season opener between the AFC heavyweights. I was confident even before the roster officially came out because I know what type of player I am, what I bring to the table. Wester said, I was confident and I was going to make this team. And I want to wrap this up. Speaking about Lejante, I'm going to put these in the background for no particular reason. Actually, please, if we're going to have nasty things, have something respectful too. Okay, so I want to end this by speaking on Lejante because, y'all can go back to all those videos. When I was talking about Shiloh, when I was talking about Will Shepard, when I was talking about Lejante, Jimmy Horn, I want y'all to understand, even Shedeur, right? They weren't high draft. Besides Travis Hunter, they weren't high draft picks. When you get to the 5th and especially the 6th and 7th rounds, these are players that might not make the team. Right, your first, second, third rounders, even 4th round, you're probably gonna make the team. Those are value picks that are probably going to help. If your coach drafts the right way, those are gonna help the team right away in some way, whether it's special teams or maybe some offensive line help, whatever it may be. Those are your value picks. When you get to the 5th, 6th, and 7th, those are like shot in the dark picks. Those are like, let's see. Let's see what we got. Now, that's not to say you can't get value from those rounds, right? It's just the thought process of that. So when we were talking about this, I was talking about these with the clear understanding that multiple of these players wouldn't make the team. Now, I didn't envision what happened with Shiloh. I thought Shiloh could sneak onto a practice squad. Will Shepard is on the practice squad now. But I want to point out that Lejante and Jimmy Horn Jr. made the team as what's it called? 6 rounders. 6 rounders making the official 53-man roster. I want it to be flat out and plain that is remarkable and amazing. And I think that's a testament to the preparation that not only they've gotten from the Coach Primes of the world, or the Willie Taggarts of the world, their previous coaches, but also the ilk and the makeup of these young gentlemen. And while it's been very fun covering them through college, and I hope I'm able to cover them and speak, or at least if I'm not covering them, watch them for a long time in the NFL, because I do think these are young men who have gone through certain trials, tribulations, and also found a way to use their athletic prowess and leadership in some ways, thought process in some ways to lead them and help their family go to the next place. So it's great to see. It's amazing to see. Obviously, if you're a Ravens fan, you're not having a great time. So, hey, keep your head up, man. It'll be all right. Like this video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content of all shapes, sizes, forms, and also fashions. Continue to be great. We'll see you next time. Peace.